one of my key tips is around vendor motivation, and that can play into price. But what we're experiencing, and I think this is fair to say across the board, is a domino effect of stock holding. So what that means is a lot of people are hesitant to sell their property because they've got nowhere to go, right? We've got a stock shortage across the board, and therefore a vendor might not want to sell until they've found something. So when we're talking about vendor motivation, we need to understand, A, do they already have somewhere to go and they just need to get X amount? And that might be the case of your friend seeing something that is slightly below what they thought they'd need to pay, and maybe the vendor just needs to get out. Or is the vendor motivation that we actually need to know our sale price, to know what we can go and buy? And along with that, we're going to put a preference on someone who places an offer with a 120-day settlement, for example. So it's interesting when people, it's probably an agent's pet peeve when they go, oh, why is the vendor selling? Why are they selling? It actually doesn't really matter. What matters is what will the vendor take as a preference when I put forward my offer or when I put forward my terms? That's a better question, a better quality question to be asking the agent, to understand how you can make your offer most attractive to the vendor. You might even find that the vendor's got resistance because they don't want their property sold to a developer. They'd rather it go to a first home buyer. So putting a letter with your office explaining who you are and your intentions with the property, we've actually won properties for a lesser purchase price based off doing that very thing. So understanding the vendor's motivation, not just, why are they selling? It's a very basic question, a bit more of a understanding of their motivation is a good thing to know as a buyer.
Can I just ask one follow-up with an example here? Let's say you come across a house that you like. It's a bit older, it's a bit tired, but you've come across the house and you notice, that's a bit run down, and you think, okay, I'm going to ask them why they're selling. And you find out it's a retiree. They own the house and they're moving out. How would that inform someone? Like what would be going through your mind? Like, oh, so how do I now take that information and then roll that into something?
Definitely. So particularly in that situation, if they're downsizing from the family home, it's quite a sentimental property, but also their journey to downsizing could be quite a long one. So if I've got that information on hand, there's a couple of things I wanted to be across is, when do they intend to move out, whether that might be prior to settlement. If it's run down, can we actually get access to get trades to quote things that we can start getting the process underway to fix it up? B would be, if they're a bit hesitant to move and they really don't have anywhere to go, would we maybe look at renting the property back to them for a period of time so they're not feeling as pressured to move on? Whilst also trying to get access for those trades. That's the biggest thing, is to get in there and do the quotes. But certainly if it's been a family home, one that's been in the family for a long time and they're now downsizing, you often find it's a sentimental sale that's quite emotional. And so being aware of that as a buyer and being patient, but also if it's something you intend to sort of restore to its former glory, making that known to the seller.